Probably only took it once.
I got 100 on every single.
Okay, we are going to be doing page 339, 1 through 18.
139.
Yep, 339, 1 through 18. So I'm saying this for the camera's sake again. I should have started with this. The area of a circle is radius squared times pi, and the circumference of a circle is 2 times radius times pi, or diameter times pi. Instead of multiplying pi out on the first 10 problems, we are going to be leaving our answers in terms of pi. So we're going to leave pi in as part of the answer. So we're doing the odds right now. Number one, you guys ready?
Oh yeah, let's do the math.
Okay, number one, it says the radius is 9. If the radius is 9, what is the diameter on number one?
18.
Right, just twice that. So the diameter would be 18. If the diameter is 18, what does the circumference have to be?
18 times pi.
18 times pi. Diameter is, circumference is diameter times pi. So if the diameter is 18, the circumference is just 18 pi. Okay, if the radius is 9, go back to the radius. If the radius is 9, what would the area of the circle have to be?
81 times pi.
81 times pi. Technically, this would be like units squared, but we don't have to write that on this. So for the area, we just did 9 times 9 times pi, 81 pi. Okay, number 3. Somebody besides Nick. If the diameter is 4, what is the radius going to be? 2, half of that. If the diameter is 4, what's the circumference going to be?
8.
Nope.
16.
Nope. Look over there at circumference. If the diameter is 4, what's the circumference going to be?
Oh. 4 pi.
4 pi, which we are going to leave as 4 pi. We're going to plug that in our calculators. Okay, what else we need? We need the area. If the radius is 2, how do I find the area? Chase, if the radius is 2, how do I find the area?
3 times 3.14.
Nope.
3 times pi.
Nope.
3 times the radius times pi.
2.
Radius squared.
Radius squared. So what is 2 squared? 2 times 2 is 4. So the area on this one is also 4 pi. Whoops, forgot my A. Alright. Number 5. Okay, Chase.
What? I just did one.
If the diameter is 1.6, how could we find the circumference? The diameter is 1.6. How could we find the circumference?
1.3 times the radius squared.
No. The
Times
diameter,
pi.
1.6 times pi.
I swear. You were confusing me.
The diameter times pi gives you the circumference. So it's 1.6 pi. Alright. So that was the first one. Circumference equals 1.6 pi. If the diameter is 1.6, how could we find the radius?
1.6 times the radius squared.
No.
Times,
What's the radius?
times 3.14?
No. The radius is just the line that goes halfway. The diameter goes all the way. The radius goes halfway.
Would it be 0.8?
So,
Because we would divide
yeah.
it.
Yes, the diameter, the radius is just half of the diameter. What's half of 1.6 is 0.8. That's correct. Okay, if the radius is 0.8, let's see, what do we got left? Area. How do we find area, Chase?
What?
You're still helping with this one.
Oh my god. I had to help with the last one. Do
What's radius squared mean?
The radius times two.
Yep.
6
Radius times, nope, it means radius times itself.
Oh.
So you do 0.8 times
We're being
0.8.
very smart, aren't we?
Shut up,
No, 0.8 times 0.8.
8 times 8 is 64. If you have a decimal and a decimal, then you should have 2 decimal places, so it's 0.64.
Well, that's my problem, I need a calculator.
Yes, you do need a calculator. Okay, number 7. So on this one, we're starting with the circumference is 30 pi. If the circumference is 30 pi, Jordan, what else do I know?
Well, that the area is, or no, that the diameter is that also, that half of the.
No.
It's
Okay.
okay, you can do it.
If
Shut up, Jessica.
if the circumference is 30 pi, then what do I know?
That they're the same thing.
No.
You're pointing at it like it's the same thing.
Well, it's almost the same thing.
You're really
Suffering
bad
Okay.
at grades,
Success.
aren't
Is it?
you? What?
If the diameter times pi gives you the circumference, and the circumference is 30 times pi,
That's the diameter.
that's the diameter.
I said that.
Well,
No,
not
yeah.
exactly. Diameter is 30. They're not exactly the same. Circumference is diameter times pi. Okay, if the diameter is 30, Jordan, what's the radius gonna be?
Ooh, I know.
Austin knows. Like, you heard Austin say he.
Okay, diameter goes all the way across the circle,
Right.
radius goes halfway
So
across,
it's 30 divided by 2.
which will be 15.
Yes.
If the radius is 15, how do we find the area?
15 squared
Right.
times 15 squared pi.
Okay, 15 times 15
I hear
is,
you laughing at me. I don't know what it is.
that's right, you're right. 15 times 15 is
Yeah, look,
225,
Nick, I was right.
so it's 225 pi.
At least my bridge is better than yours.
We're on the same. No, your arch, the one arch that you borderline ruined.
Okay, Nick, if the number 9, if the area is 25 pi, what do I know?
Okay, that means that the radius is 5.
Right.
All
Because
right?
radius times radius equals the area,
And then the diameter.
so the radius would have to be the square root of 25.
Radius is 5, diameter is 10.
Diameter would have to be twice that.
Yeah, so it would be 10 times 5 for the circumference.
Circumference is diameter times pi. Alright, number 11, we're supposed to find the area of the shaded region.
Oh, that's stupid.
Okay, does anybody have a good idea how we can find the area of the shaded region?
So you do the area of of one of the circles, and it's gonna be the same. So you subtract the cumulative area of all the circles from the area of the box.
Yeah, if we find the area of the square and then take out the area of the holes, which are circles,
Yeah.
that will leave us with the shaded portion.
And the area or the
So,
length of the box would have to be 12, right?
yes, so how do we know how tall that box is, that square is?
From the diameters.
Yeah, if the radius is 3, then the diameter of those circles must be 6, right? So each circle is 6 tall, so 6 plus 6, the square must be 12 tall. So if we got a 12 by 12 square, what is the area of the square?
24.
No,
Or 124.
right, 12 times 12, which is 144. Okay, that would be if the entire square was shaded in, that would be our answer. But we've got 4 holes, and we need to take out the area of those 4 holes. So how could I find the area of just one of those circles?
Radius squared
Right.
times 5.
The radius is 3, so you do 3 times 3 is 9.
So it'd be
So-
28.26.
It'd be 9 pi would be the area of one of those circles. But we have 4 circles.
So 9 pi times 4.
Yeah, because order multiplication doesn't matter, you can just do 9 times 4,
So
36 times pi. So here's what we got. 144, take away the 4 circle, 36 pi. And let's go ahead and turn this into a decimal. So we do need our calculator for that.
It's 30.9.
Okay, yeah, let's run it to 30.9. And they didn't put the units on this one, so I'm just gonna put units squared.
but we're not done there. Wait, oh yeah, we are. Never mind.
Yeah, we're done.
It's okay, Nick.
Shut up.
Okay, 13.
Can we do 14? Cause it's confusing instead of 13.
Well,
Cause it has like a 2.
5 squared root of 2. 5 squared root of 2 would be the what on number 14?
Radius.
It'd be the radius of the circle.
So you would just take that times 2.
No, you
That
do,
times 20?
no,
Or that times 10 squared.
that, no.
Okay. I get it.
Okay, the 10s are for the square, not the circle.
Wait, to find radius we do 3.14, right?
Okay, 5 squared root of 2 is the radius.
I know.
To find the area of the circle, you would do radius times pi.
To find what?
The area of the circle. Radius times pi.
Thank you.
5 squared root of 2 is the radius. The area of the circle is not the answer though. You do the area of the circle minus the area of the square because the square is not shaded in. Okay, back to 13. Somebody besides Nick, how could we find the shaded area on number 13?
So you take 4 and then you double that. No. You take 4, okay? And then you take 4 times 4 times pi, and then you get the area of that small little circle.
Okay, 16 pi, 4 times 4 times pi. 16 pi is the area of the whole.
Yeah. And then you take that minus 12 times 12 times pi.
12 times 12 times pi is the area of the big circle, which is 144 pi, right? 12 times 12. Yeah, and then subtract the area of the whole. 144 pi minus 16 pi is 128 pi. You can subtract those since they're both pi's. But let's go ahead and turn that into the decimal form. 128 times 3.14.
Uh, 402.1.
Okay. 402.1. Go ahead and put units squared on all these. Alright. Jordan, what do you think about
The
15?
one we just did? 402.
How could we, what's the general game plan? Don't worry about
The
that.
circumference or the diameter is 2, I mean 10, right?
Yeah, but we don't need the diameter because we're doing area, and the area needs the radius.
So wasn't it 2 times 4, so 8?
No.
I don't know.
Okay. So are you looking at 15 or?
Yes.
Okay. On 15, we need the area of the big circle minus the area of those little circle, the holes. So how could we find the area of the big circle?
5, do the diameter thing. Which is, I don't know whatever that is.
We're doing areas.
So 25 is 5.
25 pi for the big circle. How big would those little circles? And then take away the area of the little circles. How big would one of those little circles have to be?
1.
1 times 1 is 1 pi, but there's 4 of them,
So 4 pi.
so 4 pi,
And now that comes down to 21 pi.
21 pi. So let's go ahead and plug that into the calculator.
65 point. Well, it can round up to 66, but 65.9.
Okay, let's do that one. Oh, does the 9 round up though?
Yeah, the 9.
Okay,
there's
if
a
the
7
nine-
behind that.
Okay, if the 9 rounds up, then we should round it up to 66.
1738.
Okay, 17. Alright, what's going on 17? Anybody see what's happening there?
It's like,
What's
it's
the,
a parallelogram.
it's a parallelogram, but it's,
Semicircle.
the hole is a semicircle. It's a half a circle. So how do we find the area of the parallelogram part?
Just base times pi, which would be 9 times 4, 36.
Okay, yeah, the parallelogram, if it didn't have a hole, would be 36 square units. But it does have a hole. How could we find the area of a half circle?
Just radius times pi.
No?
Is it just the same, but take away the radius?
No, radius. No,
Like,
radius squared times pi divided by 2.
Right. Do a normal circle, radius times pi, and then whatever that is divided by 2. And that will do it. Okay, what is the radius for the semicircle? 3. So we're going to do 3 times 3, which is 9, divided by 2. 9 divided by 2 is,
4.5.
okay, so that's 4.5 times pi would be there in the whole. So why don't you guys plug that in, see what we get.
36 minus 4.5.
Is that Joe Colon?
98. Wait, 99.
No, that's not right.
Oh.
Did you put 4.5 times pi? 36 minus 4.5 times pi. Or did you hit plus maybe? That was the problem, instead of a minus.
Oh, I forgot to add the point. I think. 21.7? No, 9.
21.9. Alright, we need to talk about 18 because I'm pretty sure we forgot Fridays. I'm not going to do all of 18, but we'll talk about the first part. Do you guys remember the area formula for a regular polygon? This was actually from Thursday, not Friday.
It's diagonal
Okay,
times 2. 2 times.
I'll write it slowly. Let's see how long it takes you guys to remember. Area of a regular polygon is 1/2.
Half times base, 1.
No.
Average of the
That's triangles.
Average of the diagonal.
Diameter 1 times diameter 2.
Area times.
Anybody remember that letter?
Oh, apothem.
Apothem,
Times perimeter.
perimeter. Okay,
Have it down.
1/2 times apothem times perimeter. So I'm looking at number 18. That's where we need that one for. Let's draw the little thing. Okay, the perimeter. Let's see. The radius was 29. This
34.
This thing is 34. So, where's the apothem in this picture?
It would just draw that straight line.
Right there. How do I find the apothem?
Pythagorean theorem.
How long is it going to be Pythagorean theorem? How long is it going to be from there to there?
34 divided
34, yeah, 34 divided by 2. So
by
that
17.
would
Yeah.
17. How can I use the Pythagorean theorem to find
It would
A?
be a squared plus 17 squared equals 29 squared.
What's 29 squared?
And that's 841. And then you subtract. Yeah.
You make us doing the good job.
And then the square root of 552.
Let's go ahead and plug that in and see what we get. We'll do the decimal.
23.5.
Okay, 23.5. Is that our answer? No, that's the apothem. We need the apothem to help us find the area. So, is the perimeter 34 on this?
No.
The perimeter is what?
34
34
times 5.
times 5. So it's 34 times 5 times that thing times a half is the area of the pentagon. And you take that away from the area of the circle. Alright, anyway, you guys can finish that. Alright, let's try, go ahead and do the